Hello, and welcome to today's episode, which deals with the internet browsers. It will also tell you about different search engines. In addition to it, the script also explains Internet Service Providers in India, ISPs. I am Wafia Kissa, and our subject expert is Nazia Hussain, currently teaching in Bangalore University. So let us start with the concept of internet browsers. An internet browser or a web browser or an internet browser is a software application used to enable computers to locate and access web pages. Browsers translate the basic HTML hypertext markup language code that allows us to see images, texts, videos, and listen to audios in websites. Along with that, hyperlinks let us travel to different web pages. The browser gets in contact with the web server and requests for information. A browser is a piece of software that acts on behalf of the user, contacts a web server and sends requests for information, receives the information and displays it on the user's computer, also called as web clients, universal clients. It can be graphical or text-based and can make the internet easier to use. It is more intuitive.
An internet browser is a software application which is loaded on your laptop or desktop. It is the most important software that you require to connect your laptop to the internet. What it does is, when you give a command to access a page on any website, the browser converts it into content that is broken into small pieces and transmitted across the net to the server where the website is hosted. And once the page returns from the website, once again, it is a browser that converts it into a readable page for you.
Internet browsing or net surfing is the process of visiting different websites on the internet hosted by various companies, organizations, etc. The internet has a repository of information that provides information to businesses. By using good internet browser, one can easily go to the various innumerable sites and get lots of information needed for competitive advantage of the firm, conducting market research, etc. An internet browser is an interface that helps a computer user gain access to all the content that is on the internet and the hard disk of the computer. It can access web pages, images, text documents, audio and video files, games, etc. and more. More than one web browser can be installed in a computer. There are different browsers for various things you do on the internet. There is a text-based browser. With a text-based browser, you are only allowed to see text. Graphical materials are not displayed. Hyperlinks are accessed by typing it in through the keyboard. An example of a text-based browser is Links. There is a graphical browser, and that allows the user to see all types of multimedia.
A hyperlink consists of 3 or 4 parts. The first, of course, is HTTP, the protocol, that is Hypertext Protocol. Then, of course, your famous symbol for the World Wide Web, www. After that comes in the website name. So when you have, let's say, a website, google.com, so http:// www.google.com. So now that becomes the hyperlink for the website.
Functions of internet browsers. The primary purpose of a web browser is to bring information resources to the user, that is retrieval or fetching, to allow the users to view the information, that is display, to access another information, that is navigation or following links. Features of internet browsers. User interface. Most major internet browsers have these user interface elements which are common. Back and forward buttons to go back to the previous resource and forward respectively. A refresh or reload button to reload the current resource. A stop button to cancel loading the resource. In some browsers, the stop button is merged with the reload button. A home button to return to the user's home page. An address bar to input the uniform resource locator, that is the URL of the desired resource, and display it. A search bar to input terms into a search engine. In some browsers, the search bar is merged with the address bar. A status bar to display progress in loading the resource and also the URL of links when the cursor hovers over them, and page zooming capability. Privacy and security. Most browsers support HTTP, secure and offer quick and easy ways to delete the web cache, cookies and browsing history. Standard support. Early web browsers supported only a very simple version of HTML, but the rapid development of proprietary internet browsers led to the development of non-standard dialects of HTML. Latest internet browsers support a combination of standards-based and de facto HTML and XHTML, which should be rendered in the same way as all browsers. Extensibility. An internet browser is a computer program that extends the functionality of the web browser. Every major web browser supports the development of browser extensions.
There are several kinds of internet browsers. The most popular at one point of time was Internet Explorer. This has been produced by Microsoft, and it comes loaded in all PCs as part of the Windows package. Another very popular browser is Safari, which comes with Apple. Besides this, you can download browsers from the internet, and amongst the popular browsers that are currently being downloaded is Google Chrome. More and more people, especially in India and the rest of the world, are switching to Google Chrome. You also have Mozilla Firefox. This is also one of the very first browsers that was introduced on the net. For some time, it had lost popularity, but over the last 7-8 years, Firefox again has become a very popular browser.
Types of internet browsers. Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is a free web browser from the Microsoft company. Internet Explorer was released in 1995 and is one of the most popular browsers today. Microsoft occasionally releases updates for the previous versions of the Internet Explorer, which have some enhanced capabilities. Internet Explorer has come up to a preview release of Internet Explorer 10. Features. There are regular Microsoft updates that Internet Explorer supports. Favicon, which is the short form of favorite icon, was introduced first in Internet Explorer and later adopted by many other browsers. It allows an image to be used as a bookmark. It supports integrated Windows authentication. Mozilla Firefox. It is owned by Mozilla Corporation and was a result of an experimentation. Mozilla Firefox was officially introduced in February 2004. It was earlier named Phoenix and Firebird and eventually Firefox. It is the second most famous browser after Internet Explorer, as there were around 100 million downloads within a year of its release. Mozilla Firefox is a super-fast, fully customizable web browser. Firefox includes pop-up blocking, tab browsing, integrated search and privacy control for the best web experiences ever. Extended tab browsing. Tabs bring order. By using tabbed browsing, it is possible to open lots of websites in only one window of your browser. If tabs are closed by mistake, simply use the history in Mozilla Firefox to restore them. Restoring sessions. If your system crashes, simply restart Mozilla Firefox to restore the last session and all tabs that were running. Using this function, you can continue your work right where the system crashed before. Additionally, Mozilla Firefox will refill your web-based forms after the restart. If you had downloads going on, they can be continued, so they do not need to be restarted from the very beginning. Spell check. Mozilla Firefox comes with a built-in spell checker to monitor and correct emails and text automatically. Suggests during search. Enhanced search box suggests queries as you type to help you achieving better results during your search. Features of Mozilla Firefox. It is an open source of software. It allows everyone to access the code. It supports tabbed browsing that allows the user to open multiple sites in a single window. Session storage. It is also an important feature of Firefox, which allows the user to regain access to the open tabs after he has closed the browser window. Safari. This is a web browser from Apple in cooperation, which is compatible with Mac, OS X, Microsoft Windows, and the iPhone OS. Safari was released by Apple in January 2003. If you need to fill an online form with your personal information, autofill is a feature that automatically does that for you with the help of information that is stored in your address book or Outlook. Safari is an excellent browser for many reasons. Its speed, clean aesthetics, and ease of use are attractive from an outset. In addition to these obvious strengths, there are few extremely attractive features of the Safari that most are unaware of. 1. Browsing and search snapback. Search snapback allows you to instantly jump back to the original search you made after clicking on a bunch of results. So if you originally searched for programming and you clicked on a bunch of Wikipedia link and didn't find what you wanted to, with one action instantly get back to the original Google results. Second, URL path navigation. It is also possible to view and navigate through the various levels of a nested site using Safari. For example, if the user have the route they study, the various pages, from one of the nested pages, he can right-click the title of the page and see exactly where he is on the site, and from there, he can navigate up if he wants to. 3. Web Inspector. To enable the functionality, just go to Preferences, then Advanced, and select the Show Develop menu in menu bar. Once you have done this, then you can right-click on the various elements and the browser and select Inspect Element. Activity window. The activity window is visible by going to Window, Activity, on the menu bar or via the shortcut option Command A. This functionality lets you see what pages, images, and scripts are downloading. Number 5. Inline dictionary. Safari allows us to instantly define words we find. Simply highlight the word and hit the Control Command D shortcut. 6. Email page link. Another task that is frequently performed is emailing the link to the current page you are on. So normally, when you want to send the link to a friend, it takes multiple steps. But you can copy the link and paste it to a new email in a single keyboard shortcut, Shift Command I. Google Chrome. This web browser was developed by Google. Its commercial versions were released in September 2008 for Microsoft Windows. The browser options are very similar to that of Safari. The settings locations are similar to Internet Explorer 7, and the window design is based on Windows Vista features. Number 1. Bookmark and setting sync. Chrome allows users to synchronize their bookmarks and setting across all devices with the browser installed by sending and receiving data through a chosen Google. 2. Web standards support. Number 3. Security. It supports security vulnerabilities and malware blocking. Number 4. Privacy. 5. Speed. 6. Stability. Opera. This browser was developed by Opera Software in 1996. It is a well-known browser that is mainly used in Internet-activated mobile phones, PDAs, and smartphones. Opera Mini and Opera Mobile are browsers used in smartphones. It is compatible with many operating systems such as SolarX, Linux, Mac, OS X, and Microsoft Windows. The company claims that Opera is the world's fastest browser in the world. NETSCAPE Navigator. NETSCAPE Navigator was a proprietary web browser. It was developed by Netscape Communications Corporation and was most popular in the 1990s. It was compatible with almost every operating system. Since 2002, it has almost disappeared from the market due to strong competition from rivals like Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, etc. It had undergone many version changes to maintain its stake in the market, none of which were very successful. Features. Netscape Messenger is an email and news client for Netscape, Navigator 9. Another feature is Netscape Publishing System that allows commercial sites to publish articles and charge users for accessing them. Search engines. A search engine is a tool that makes browser more effective. It enables Internet user to locate information by using keywords or key phrases in the similar manner as one would search online library sources. The search engine matches the keywords even if they appear anywhere in the abstracts and presents the results to the users. The abstracts contain links to the source documents so that one can view them in full length. Search engine can be reached directly by entering the address in the location box of most browsers. Features of a search engine. To search the website directory, enter one or more keywords and see displayed a list of categories and sites with those keywords in the title. Other search tools do not require websites to be pre-classified and will search web pages on their own automatically. Such tools or search engines can find websites that may be little known. Looking at the needed information on a web page is a crucial function, as more than 2 billion web pages in existence, expected to increase much more in about a year's time. The principal methods of locating information on the web are website, directories, search engines, broadcast or push technology. A search engine looks for a list of keywords, the names and addresses of sites where those words are found. The lists are called as indexes. Indexes are typically created by software programs called spiders, wanderers or robots, which crawl the web to find relevant pages. There are many popular search engines on the web, and each works differently, and many of them are available on the web. A web search engine provides an interface between the user and the underlying database. They can use hypertext. Users are able to link directly to resources listed in the result display.
Today, the only way you can find content on the net is through a search engine. There was a time when very few websites existed and people could remember their names. Today you have more than 5 billion websites, and each website name is mapped to a IP address, which is the Internet Protocol address. It is almost impossible for any human being to locate a page on the net unless he knows the IP address. This is where the search engines come in very useful. What they do is they come and index each page on your website, which is then stored on their servers. So when you search for a keyword and enter it in the search engine field, the search engine searches in its index or database, finds all the pages which has that particular keyword, and then it shows it to you.
Some of the popular search engines on the web are Alta Vista. This has been created by the Research Facility of Digital Electronic (DEC) of USA. This search engine has a spider called Scooter that travels the web and uses newsgroups. Alta Vista searches support full Boolean, phrase and case-sensitive searches. The engine has two modes of search types, namely simple and advanced search. Alta Vista does not offer any news or hot sites, and neither does it provide any categorized information. Its URL is http://www.altavista.digital.com. Hotbot. This engine retrieves and indexes web documents using a robot called Slurp and a parallel network of station. It indexes the full index of only HTML and plain text documents. The terms are weighted, and the indexer generates a short abstract. Hotbot search contains a text box of the users to enter the query and a list box to choose the appropriate rule, like all words, any words, or exact phrases. Excite. It uses a spider and indexer for the full text of documents. The spider retrieves only web and Usenet newsgroups documents. The indexer generates index terms and a short document summary. This engine is a full-featured search engine. It offers services like searches that are case-sensitive. The Boolean operators used by Excite are AND, NOT, and OR. Its URL is http://www.excte.com. Lycos. It contains 66 million pages in its database. This search engine has a robot that uses heuristics to navigate the web and build a searchable index for each document needed. The robot keeps the outgoing links in a queue and selects a URL from it. Its URL is http://www.lycos.com. Yahoo. It is basically a search directory. It is an organized subject catalog or directory of the web which is browsable and searchable. Its URL is www.yahoo.com. NetGuide Live. Its URL is www.netguide.com. How search engine works. A search engine works with the help of the following three elements. 1. Spiders or web crawlers or bots or agents. The search engines used a software called spider or web crawler or bot or agent which comb the internet looking for documents and their web addresses. The spiders or web crawlers perform the methodical searches needed to find information. A bot or spider is given direction by the search engine and they crawl from one server to another, compiling the huge lists of URLs given by a search engine. 2. Indexing software and database. The lists of documents and web addresses collected by bots are sent to the indexing software. The indexing software extracts information from the documents and web addresses, prepares an index of it and stores it in the database. Number 3. Search algorithm. When you perform a search by entering keywords, the search engine software searches its database using a particular search method called search algorithm and then displays the matching documents or web addresses.
The three most important search engines today, one of course is Google. The second is Bing, which comes from Microsoft. And the third is Yahoo, which is actually started off as a search directory in the 1990s, but later converted itself into a search engine. These are the three most popular search engines in the world today.
Internet Service Providers, also known as ISPs. The Internet Service Providers, ISP, is a specialized company that connects customers with PCs and browsers to the Internet. An Internet Service Provider, ISP, also called Internet Access Provider, is a business or organization that offers users access to the Internet and related services. Many, but not all ISPs, are telephone companies or other telecommunication providers. They provide services such as Internet access, Internet transit, domain name, registration and hosting, dial-up access, leased line access and co-location. Internet service providers may be organized in various forms such as commercial, community-owned, non-profit or otherwise privately owned. The ISPs have a dedicated hardware, that is a web server, communication channel and dedicated staff.
The Internet Service Provider is a technology company that connects you to the Internet. You may have a laptop, you may have a desktop, but to be able to access websites which are stored on servers across the world, you need an organization which provides you that connectivity. And that connectivity is provided by the Internet Service Provider. The most important ISP in India is BSNL, which is the government organization. And then you have several private organizations like Airtel, Vodafone, Sifi Technologies, which provide you this connectivity. Without them, you cannot connect to the Internet.
Types of Internet Service Providers. There are 4 types of service providers. 1. The Internet Service Providers, ISPs. An ISP is simply a specialized business that offers Internet access. ISPs like AOL offers Internet service to millions of customers. They allow PC users to access the Internet via modems using a voice telephone network, directly or via cables. An ISP provider is an interface between the public phone system and Internet digital phone lines, which carry packets instead of conversation. 2. The Business Service Providers, SPs. An Internet service developer that rents only its own proprietary applications is the web. Generally, the software is specific in function. Number 3. The Application Service Providers, ASPs. ASPs are companies that offers packaged software for lease online. It offers packaged software for high-end functions like database and enterprise resource planning, ERP. ASPs allow small to medium-sized businesses to choose from a menu of applications without having to invest in either the staffing or infrastructure to support them. Number 4. The wholesale service providers is a service provider that packages a selection of BSP application for distribution online. Steps of an ISP. Contract with a regional network that can provide adequate bandwidth. Number 2. Procure a lease communication line to one of the company's routers. The router passes packets to and from the regional network's high-speed line, which connects to several of the national backbones and perhaps even to a national service provider. Number 3. Procure the necessary hardware and software. Number 4. Set up dial-in line to connect to your users. Number 5. Maintain enough staff to manage the ISP traffic. Let us quickly summarize what we have learned today. Internet browser is a software application used to enable computer users to locate and access web pages. Browsers translate the basic HTML hypertext markup language code that allows us to see images, text videos, and listen to audios on websites, along with hyperlinks that let us travel to different web pages. The browser gets in contact with the web server and requests for information. Net surfing is the process of visiting different websites on the internet hosted by various companies, organizations, etc. The Internet Service Providers is a specialized company that connects customers with PCs and browsers to the internet. An Internet Service Provider, also called Internet Access Provider, is a business or organization that offers users access to the Internet and related services. A search engine is a tool that makes browsers more effective. It enables Internet users to locate information by using keywords or key phrases in a similar manner as one would search in an online library. That is all for today. Hope you have understood the concept of Internet browsers. We'll see you again with another topic on computers. Till then, take care. Goodbye.